Hey neighbors, Jesse here with etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at and installing our Rampage LED light bar on the back of this 2019 GMC Sierra. If you're looking to add a little bit of style and a lot of function to the back of your truck, this is a good choice. Obviously it's going to have a second set of blinkers on each side, and it's also going to give you a fourth brake light, so everybody's going to know that you're stopping and turning on the road. As you can see, this is a SuperBrite LED. Here we have the 60-inch option. And it's a lot brighter than all of our other options on the market. This is going to be one of the most waterproof options on the market. It's fully encapsulated, injection molding, and the circuit board is also injection molded, so you don't have to worry about water getting in there or anything like that. But it's a pretty simple install. It's just, if you are using your 4-pole wiring that comes factory on your truck, it's just as easy as sticking it under your tailgate and then plugging it in. However, I did go ahead and hardwire it straight into the wiring for the towing harness, so that added a little bit of difficulty to it. But if it sounds like something that you don't want to tackle yourself, then feel free to check out our dealer locator. If not, if it's something that you feel like you're ready to handle, then I'm going to go ahead and show you how to install it. So to start our installation off, I'm going to remove the tailgate. You don't necessarily have to do that. You might be able to sneak through and get it to adhere, but just to make things easier today, I'm going to remove it, and we're going to start by unplugging it underneath. To remove the tailgate, we will have to unplug this harness. So there's going to be a red clip up top. Just push that. And once that's pushed up, you'll push this tab here, bring this gray tab down, then your harness will unplug. Now we're going to go ahead and take these cable bolts off. It's a 13 millimeter. Of course, you'll do the same thing on the other side. Kind of helps to lift the tailgate up. So here on the passenger side, we have this opening here, and your tailgate should just lift up out of it. It is rubber, so it'll be pretty sticky. Just be careful not to drop the tailgate. Once you have it out, you're going to want to lift up that side and slide it towards the passenger side. So I got the helping hands of Brad over here, just because I was struggling trying to get everything coordinated. So it should pop out and slide to the passenger side. Then you'll have to reach around and guide that wire through. And then set that tailgate aside. With our tailgate removed, we have a lot more room to work here. So next step is just to clean the surface very thoroughly, just to make sure that this light's going to stick and it's going to stay on there forever. So in your kit, you'll have, looks like 4 alignment tabs. On these, we're gonna remove them once we're done installing the light bar. So what I'm gonna do is just take about 1 inch off one side of this backing and 1 inch off the other. It's just gonna make it easier in case the first time you put it on it's not quite right. You can take it back off, and then after we're done installing, I'm gonna remove them all. So take your alignment tabs. You want the light bar to sit just about flush with this edge of the bumper, that way it's most visible. Got one there. And that's just a placeholder for now. I'm going to double check and make sure everything's level. but it looks like that's a good spot to start. Once you've got your alignment tabs in place and you think everything's looking good to go, it's time to start peeling back this backing on your actual light bar. Just peel it all the way off. And we'll carefully get this lined up with our tabs, make sure it's centered. You're just going to lightly push on it for now, because I like to stand back and eyeball it, just make sure it's still looking straight. One thing I forgot to mention is when you're putting the light bar on, make sure the lip of it is on the top, and then you want your 4-pole wiring harness to come out on the driver's side. So once you've stepped back a few times, made those last few minor tweaks, we're ready to push it all down. So I'm just going to go work my way down. This tape on the back of this is very strong, so got that installed. I'll take my alignment tabs off in a second. So we have this 4-pole here, and I think we're ready to test it. So right now I have it plugged into our 4-pole just for testing purposes. As you can see, looks like everything's working so far. It's perfectly fine. You can use this on an everyday basis, plugged into the 4-pole like this. Our neighbor today wants us to just wire it straight into their factory towing wiring, so I'll go ahead and show you that process now. We're under the truck here, and you can see how I have this wired. Basically, I just spliced in to the factory tow wiring harness, and I connected a 4-pole adapter, just connecting yellow to yellow, which is your left turn, green to green, which is your right turn, and then brown connected to the gray and black wire, and that'll be your running lights. Then I also ran a ground to the body of the truck. And as I said, it's all wired into a 4-pole just so if there's any issues with the light bar, maybe some lights go out and he wants to replace it, the neighbor wants to replace it, it's easy enough to just unplug here and then you can plug your new one in. So I'm going to go ahead and clean everything up. I'll tape this up just to ensure that it stays connected, and we'll go ahead and look at it from the outside. So I got all those wires cleaned up, everything looks factory underneath. Made sure everything worked after I did that. I test after every step. So after all that's done, all we got to do is throw the tailgate on, and then that's going to do it for the install. This has been Jesse, and I hope to see you soon.